this band? I like this band. I wrote it down so I don't forget who they are. Oh, I remember. Fucking Slayer! Metal Horror Madness. We're back. We're back with a very special guest. Someone who is very hospitable to me. Is that a word? I didn't say it right. When I went up to the New England Funtime Bonanza, I got dropped off in the middle of the woods. I'm sitting there, I'm looking around, I don't know what's going on. Even the Madman could get a little nervous. You know, I think there was wolves, some rabid wolverines, and out from the there's Vic! I'm like, there's Vic the Gargoyle. It's always good to have a friend that's a gargoyle from the mighty R.S.I, Retained Surgical Instrument, one of my favorite bands out there. So psyched to have you on today. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And I've seen your band, I believe, twice. And every time, those 2 times, it was unreal. It was next level. You put in an effort that people just don't understand. They don't understand how you mix the fun and the dancing and the moving and moving around. I've stolen your moves. I've told you that personally. And then you take this heavy, hard, extreme music that would make your moms go cry after I'm done sleeping with them. Just really crazy, heavy stuff. Vic, how do you balance those two before I get into anything deeper? How do you just balance that vibe of good time party, also hide your junk, it could get cut off?
Well, yeah, my family is Polynesian. So I feel music through my hips.
Nice.
So no matter what I'm listening to, I have to dance.
Makes sense.
That being said, when the fucking, I don't know, when our music gets going, I can't help but get angry because that's just the vibes all around. Finding that balance isn't that hard. It's just my brain turns off and it's just go.
It's so next level. It is something. You see you on stage, and that's a great way to put it. I get angry and intense, which is always, but a little angrier there. And then you're up there and you're moving around and I'm feeling it and you're taking that vibe and you take that anger, but you're around all these people, right? You're seeing the people that love you. Very, very awesome. We're all sick in the head. That's fine. That's okay, everybody. But we're all loving people. And I see that with all your fans and followers. And when you're up there, the passion. And when you get off stage and you just look like you've been through a war, you look like you've been through a battle. And it makes sense what you just said to me because I could see like that release. It's like you've released 5,000 years of ancient energy is coming out of your body. And it's just all just out there. And then you come out and it's like you're immortal again, right? And you're like back into the real world. So I see that passion and that love for music and that love for just being in that vibe. And with that being said, let everybody know how you got into this. Was this your first band? What's making, R.S.I get to that next level? Let us know.
Yeah, exactly. So for the longest time, I've listened to music, like I've just listened to heavier music,
Yeah.
Everyone starts somewhere, right? So my first band that had screaming in it was Pierce the Veil.
Nice.
Love them to this day.
Sick.
And I didn't know that people with my anatomy could scream.
Right.
I was never introduced to cerebral bore or ginger or anything. So then I go to college and Eric shows me ginger, Pisces, I believe. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do this.
Nice.
That day I learned how to scream.
Wow.
Literally that day. I was in a band previously. We did okay. It was more metalcore, but those members and I felt that it wasn't where our heart was. So we decided to stop and make fucking death grind, chopping boners off. So on and so forth.
That's her specialty, guys. So I'd watch out. The first thing I did when I saw her live, I had a fucking metal cup on. I wore a Knight of Armor suit. I'm like, you piss her off. She's cutting your dick off. Then Eric from Bonginator's going to come out and smoke you. I can't have that. I'm a sensitive guy. I got a lot of life in me. I got a lot to give. And that's one of the things, your extremeness, it's just empowering. It really is. And that take no shit attitude and that brutal fucking heavy attitude. And that was also great what you just said there, to let people know sometimes you've got a band, you're all vibing, but it's just not where it needs to be. And you can feel it, right? Where was, sorry to go back to that, but where was that where you said, I love doing this, but this isn't going to be it?
it's not where our heart was.
Yep.
You know, like I was trying to make the music that I grew up with,
Okay.
thinking that that's where I wanted to be because it felt safe too,
Yep.
more palatable to a
Right.
broader range of audiences. But then that's when I was just like, I don't want to make music that makes only other people happy. I want to make music that me and my bandmates also enjoy making.
Nice.
And in that process, I feel like our listeners can tell we give a fuck. So I feel like it's more enjoyable for everybody now.
That is awesome to hear. And that's, again, it's just great when people see that or hear that because it lets you know it's okay sometimes to break off from that. It doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing, right? And you move on to what you want. And I get you completely because that's how I am. If I wasn't passionate about what I love and what I do, and as you know, I like to go out in public and scream various catchphrases to the community. And it's just something that I love to do more than I could sit there and go, if I did this type of content, maybe I'd get some more clicks, right? Maybe I'd appeal to more people. I just cover heavy metal news and no disrespect, but there's a million of those sites. Like, I give this a 7 out of 10. They're like those damn Costco guys I can't get away from. Boom, chicken bake, boom, shut up already. I don't want to eat either one of those. Eric will review those as we know, and they'll both get 2s because they're 2 big piles of crap. But no, it's that vibe. It's that energy that you bring, that passion. I'm so glad you said that too, because I can tell you're not just up there for the hell of it. You like what you're doing. And we do feel it. And I've watched your followers get fucking obsessed, and you'll touch them during the show, and they're like, I'm never watching again. I'm never doing it. It's how I was, you know, when I finally went to that hot metal MILF. Mom, what am I talking about? That's another story. That's another show. But what we're talking about is you right now. So you're on there. Now you're with R.S.I. You go, this is what I want to do. This is what my passion. How'd the band get together?
So the bandmates that I'm currently with, we're in that last band with me. Unanimously, we're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That is sick. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. It's the guitarist and main songwriter, brilliant.
Yep.
Is Ben Cummings.
Yep.
And then we have Ron Bernhout on bass, and we recently got a new drummer.
Nice.
His name is Nick, and he rocks. But everyone involved loves the music that we're making, and that is so important to me.
It's so important. Like I said, I'll never forget the hospitality up there in Maine. I really did appreciate it. And then talking to Ben and just getting that vibe. Like, we talked, right? People, we never met each other, talking for like 40 minutes straight just about music and how much we love it. And there you are. And that, seeing you inside was so fun. That was the right spot for you and R.S.I. And there was people I had brought up there that hadn't known you. I was like, fucking trust me here. And I'm like, the Madman does not promote stuff he doesn't like. You can't buy the Madman. I can't sell out. I am taking all sellouts and anything anyone wants me to promote, but you're not going to sell me out. And I'm just going to do what I want to do. And that's what you're doing up there. And I'm watching you guys. I love to hear that also. I've never heard that before, where the first band was that whole different animal. Now you come back harder and heavier. You're all super passionate about the music. You can see it on stage. You can tell the swagger. You're going full steam. You're writing songs. I gotta ask, some of the best, my favorite shirt of all time. I'd be wearing it right now, but I don't want to be banned from the TikTok, YouTube, Insta community. Is your American Dad spoof shirt is so unreal. And I know many people that have bought those shirts. And who came up with that sick stuff?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the Seth MacFarlane shows. American Dad is just one of my favorite shows.
Yep.
I like to joke that I'm a proud iPad kid because I have to watch a little YouTube video when I eat anything.
Yep.
And Francine from the show, I love her so much that I wanted her on a shirt somehow.
Yep.
Pulled the design out of my ass and hit up Interloper Designs, who also did our logo. And he did it. I work with really good artists that can really portray my thoughts really well.
Yeah, and you're a sick individual, and that's why we love you, because those thoughts, guys, you may not want to look at some of these shirts. Just do it with one eye first. It's a lot to take in, and it's just really sick artwork in that vibe. And then the cutting off the cocks, which a lot of guys should get their cocks cut off. There's a lot of real pieces of garbage out there, and we've got some empowerment, and we're taking it back, and we've got bands like yours and this whole scene, a scene that was not easy for females. How is it now? How do you feel out there? I know you're still outnumbered tremendously, But
Yes.
again, when I see you, you're hanging with all of them. It's nothing. You fear nothing or nobody. But how do you feel inside when you're in that scene and all these guys go, it's a sausage factory festival?
It is. It is. I feel like we are on the right track. Every now and then you'll get one dickhead, but they're only online, you know?
Always online,
No one
right?
wants to say anything to your
Nope.
face until
No.
you go to a show and they're like, "Oh, are you the merch girl?" I was like, "No." But I've found a wonderful community of women
Yep.
online, self-absorbed, brat,
Yes.
emasculator.
Yep.
Now, castrator is also another good
Oh,
one.
they're so great.
Yes. I feel like we're taking over, and I feel like the right people find us and support us. Otherwise, they're not welcome in this space. And I think that's something that everyone understands.
Yes.
Too.
And that's okay. And this is what people need to understand too. Sometimes you've got to not let people in that space. We don't have to accommodate everybody. There's people that are just not good at there, guys. I'm sorry. That's the way it works, right? We're not going to allow that in this. And you have this movement where you're all together. And then you have the guys like me and Eric and all these people that are like, we were down with this scene from day one. I was always I never could understand why my friends preferred to look at TV and watch their wrestlers that had to be guys instead of hot chicks, or not watch fucking female-fronted bands. I know that term some people don't like to say, but it's just the best way to describe it, right? And I always got it. I always thought it was sick. Everybody's an equal in this thing. Everybody's an equal, and we don't need that garbage around. And yeah, seeing you up there in that community, self-absorbed with D-Vicious, right? Like powerful, the Final Girls, that was great representation up there. Seeing you as one of the leaders of that movement, because you are one of the most extreme fucking metalheads out there, all around, anything going, is great to see. And we got to keep pushing it. And it's one of those things where sometimes you just got to shove it down people's throats and go, this is the scene 2024. Same thing with me. I barely see it in person, very rarely, but sometimes because a guy feels, they think, you know, oh, here's the guy, the beard, the bald head, right? They misinterpret who I am and what I believe in.
Yeah.
And I sit there, and I've had where it's like, oh, you like, you know, maybe Brat or Crypto, like, they're okay. And I'm like, oh, they're okay. Why? Why are they okay? Because I feel like if that was a male frontman, this would be like one of your favorite bands of all time based on what you like.
Absolutely.
So it's like we all got to be in that soldier field together, just not letting these people in.
No, absolutely. And like you said, if the vocalist were a man, how would their opinions differ?
Right.
And they all make wonderful music, and their vocals are bitchin'. And Liz Selfish of Brat puts on an amazing show. So does D-Vicious.
Yes.
These people are kicking ass because when you are not a man, you kind of have to go above and beyond. And I feel like we're doing it. We're fucking doing it.
That group is doing it. You're doing it. And it's true. That's another thing that sucks. Like, you shouldn't have, and it is that way. And I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry for you guys that'll say, man, what are you doing? You can't talk like that. No, it is true. And I see it in professional jobs, and I see things like this. And sometimes people even be like, why she got to be so mean to people? I'm like, do you know what it took for her to get to this spot and to get respected? Do you understand the shit? Like you said, the merch girl. I had other bands go, oh, they'll say, oh, your boyfriend bought you bands. Like, it's their band. Oh, would your boyfriend do? First of all, none of your fucking business, right? Go fuck your mother before the Madman does. And then you got to just look at these people and go, you got to sit there and say, this is who we are. This is the scene. The haters aren't welcome. We're supporting. I shouldn't have to do double the work, but I am doing double the work. Again, back to your stage show. You don't have to get that intense. You don't, but you do. And it's like you kicking down the door besides the passion for it and going, hey guys, you can't hold my jock, okay? You see me out here? You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? And maybe I'll cut yours the fuck off. And if it ain't me doing it, I've got an army of guys that know what this scene is. But Vic, unfortunately, I could think now, as we're talking, of a handful that just did not like bands because it was a chick fucking fronting a band. That is too many to hear. And yes, in the comment section, like I love Sisters of Suffocation, another great death metal band from overseas. All girls. I have seen people when I put this shirt or do something, a first comment is, oh, they suck. Why? Why do they suck? What
Why?
do you give me one thing, or let the men get? And I'm just like, what year are we in? Again, it is comical that it's on a keyboard because
Yes.
they're not going to
Yep.
do that because you're very scary in person. I feared for my life multiple times. So these people who you hate, who knows what's going to happen? So good for you for giving everyone the fucking finger, telling them to go fuck themselves. Here we are. Again, the gimmick, love the fucking chopping the guy's dicks off because there's too many that need them chopped. And all your cocks, like when you see Kickstart My Cock, it's a moving song. It moved me as a human being. Motley Crue should be ashamed of themselves for not thinking of those lyrics. Cock Lobster?
Yeah.
Cock Lobster? That's an American classic. That's an American classic. Cock on the cock. All this stuff we've got. We got cocks everywhere in your songs, and it's funny, but then it stops being funny because it's so brutal and heavy. It's so brutal and heavy.
That's the goal. Silly lyrics, intense music.
Yes.
That is my favorite.
Yep.
You know,
complete
because
intense
that's
silly.
the perfect recipe for good
It's the
fucking music.
perfect fucking recipe for music. And with the band now, do you all have those same influences? I know the hearts are all there, but do you have anyone that says like, no, I actually really like this genre and I'm trying to incorporate it into the music, or is it kind of just everybody just on that same page?
Everyone's on the same page, honestly. We want to go into a more grind because we are death grind, I like to say.
Yes. Yep.
But our production is looking more slam. So
nice.
we have an album written.
Really?
We just got to record it.
Yep.
And it's very slammy.
Nice.
In an amazing way. And then we have our next release is a split with a slam band. So
Sick.
that I'm stoked about. But no, we're all on the same page. Whenever one of us wants to lean towards one thing or another,
Yep.
all of us agree.
That's awesome to hear. And I think that slam angle is perfect for you. I think this is the time to get in there. I think you're going to really kick. I don't think there's enough representation at all either. And I think it's something that's really going to get. Again, I really feel like you're one of those people that's just going to kick those doors down, and you have the backing. You have all of us behind you, right? You're sitting there. You just fucking do what you want. You kick the slam door down. You take the scene. It's going to be your scene. That's what you got to do. You just got to fucking go in there, punch the guys in the fucking face. They're not allowed to punch back or else animals come fucking jumping from the fucking fences. And that's just what's going to happen, boys, because there are some bad characters in all these scenes. And every time you do go into something new, you know this, you're going to take some shit. I am stoked to hear that you have a full album coming out. That is so sick. Are there any plans? Is it going to be just digital? Any physical media plans?
We're still in the process of recording it. And since... let's just say we're not going to have time to record it for a bit.
Okay.
But our next release is a split with Yandere Chainsaw Regurgitation Factory.
Sick.
If you didn't think Retain Surgical Instrument was long enough. Right? Yeah. They're an anime slam band. Very popular.
Nice.
Amazing. Highly recommend.
Yep.
That's set to be released December 5th. And I would like to get tapes of that at the very least, but in the meanwhile, we are getting Penis Trauma tapes and CDs as well.
I'll be buying them. That's fucking sick.
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell, I mean, again, people got to check out your merch. They got to go when they see you in person, go online, wherever it is, go fucking grab it because that's going to be sick shit. And you've got the slam, and you're going to be slamming yourself against the wall, slamming people against the wall, bringing the slam and thunder. What bands right now, are there bands inspiring your sound? Were there bands where you said, it's time to get into this genre? Like watching them, I think that's what we need to do. It's a natural progression.
Oh, absolutely. Party Cannon. That's like the biggest one for me. Yep. My favorite part about Party Cannon is that they're not afraid to incorporate lots of different vocal styles, including like mid vocals and the fun squealy stuff.
Yep.
Same goes for Fulci. I love
good.
Fulci. And then 200 Stab Wounds, Forever and Always. They have the best riffs. I'll die on that hill.
They have the best riffs. When I saw them at New England Hardcore Metal Fest in Worcester, Mass. Here, that was crazy in there. That shit was so crazy. There was a pit, and then a pit started in the back of the room. It was chaos, and they just are like beat. Yeah, I've never seen I had an incident in that second pit because there was no second pit, and there was someone starting some trouble. So the Madman had to take care of business. It's what he has to do
Yeah,
sometimes. Because just like when we talk about that stuff where you have these guys that want to sit there and say, oh, a girl can't do this or that. You do unfortunately have some guys in there that go, let me, boom, get the girl right in the head. Let me go after the person that's not going to do anything. Let me try and overpower somebody. And collectively as a community, that's where we got to have everyone's backs at all times. And
Absolutely.
I felt that way the second I saw you at New England Metal Fun Time Bonanza when I went up there and you were in there and you gave me a gift when I walked in. Thank you. It relaxed me very much. And it was such a sick time. And I'm sitting there going, that vibe, right? That festival had that vibe. We were all deranged lunatics. We were all out of our minds. Can't remember most of it. We had a great time. And we were there to love each other, throw out any garbage that was there that was going to try and cause trouble. And watching you play something like that and then seeing you at the Alchemy, 2 different venues completely, same quality performance, same stage show of I don't give a fuck, get ready, kiss the ring, I'm here. What do you prefer? Do you prefer like a festival environment? Do you prefer a club?
That was the beauty of festivals is you can play in the daytime and people would go nuts still.
Yep.
So the energy is still really fucking high.
Nice.
And my other thing about festivals is you have people who really, really care going to festivals. Going to shows, it's like, oh, I'm free, I guess. I'll tag along with my friend.
Sure.
But festivals is, like you said, that's a community. Sure, yeah, clubs and whatever, it can be, absolutely. But I feel like at a festival, it's more guaranteed.
I agree, and I'll tell you, like, just me getting out a lot again, especially being the Madman, the crazy shit, the festivals. I was
nothing like it.
Dude, nothing like it. I was out hiking yesterday, and, like, I was getting flashbacks from New England Hardcore, from Fun Time Bonanza, from RPM, all these places, because I miss it. It sucks, especially someone here that struggles. This may surprise you. I'm a little crazy in the head. I have my ups and downs. I don't just get upset when I drop a Skittle, or I get upset when something tragically happens. To me, it's all the same, right? I'm a crazy person. So you can relate to this, and then when we dig ourselves back up. But seeing that and knowing the winter's coming, and I'm like, shit, fuck my life. Here we go. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. Being out there, the weather's been okay, hiking. I dropped some fucking Slayers and Thrashers. I scared some innocent bystanders. Fuck them, you know? You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. That's what the Madman says. And I'm sitting there going, I miss it so bad right now for that reason. This sounds crazy. People think I'm nuts when I say this. Sometimes as much as I love all the bands, I just want to be there for the vibe and the people and that hang, right? And being up till 2, 3 in the morning and fucking waking up at 7 and everyone, it's cool to sip a PBR to bring some life back into you, right? And to be free and yelling. And like at that up in Maine when we were all up there, that was like Woodstock for fucking metalheads. Except we weren't missing our food and shit. Like, we were too close. We had everybody's backs. Even I left. Someone's like, can you pick this up for me? They left. I asked, it was such a vibe, such a family vibe. I cannot wait. I am bringing so many more people next year to New England Death Metal Fun Time Bonanza because I cannot wait to go have that experience again. And you two also, I wanted to ask you about this because I know you do stuff with venues, because I always like to ask people, what tips do you give for people in bands that want to be in the industry? And I notice a lot of people make sure to take jobs in the industry somehow, whatever the industry is. And I've watched you sell merch, and I've watched you coordinate at the Death Metal Fun Time Bonanza. And I saw your pictures where you're doing lighting stuff, which was so sick. I was so proud of you to see that, dude. I showed everybody. I really did. I was like, look at her go. Because I love to see when someone's doing something else in the industry that's not exactly like the band is your first and foremost, but doing that and accomplishing that already is so crazy. So just how do you balance all these different things you're doing, these different jobs? How do you keep yourself motivated? And how did you navigate to work where you're working now? Like, how did you go, this is probably a good fit for me?
So everything is connected. That is like the best part about this. So I was playing a show with Severed Boy. They are a death metal band from around here. I
Yep.
think they're from different parts of Mass.
Nice.
And I told them, hey, I saw that your venue, because they all work at the same venue, that you're looking for a stage hand. They sent an email to the boss. Death metal got me a job as a stagehand.
Crazy.
Amazing. So from there, I ended up sharing my interest in lighting because I used to have a small little system and I used to do like lights for local bands
sick.
before COVID.
Yeah.
So I told my boss, I like lighting. What do I do about that? And so he would just have me shadow the light tech at the venue. Then I end up working at all these other venues because that's the thing is being as a stagehand, which is a job I highly recommend for people who want to work in venues.
Nice.
Look for stagehand work. Best way to do that is to talk to people. That's it. With any job in this industry, you just can't be shy.
Yeah.
You have to shoot your shot and show people that not only are you cool, but you're also responsible.
Right.
And so, yeah, I'm working at all these venues. I talk to all of the people who do lights and I tell them, I want to do what you're doing.
Sick.
And everyone cares. That's another thing is venues is another sort of community. So when you show that you're passionate about something, they want to support you in that. So yeah, no, I'm doing Mad Lights, and I am going to be doing the lights for Bonginator's next tour.
Sick. That is going to be so sick. I mean, that show's crazy as it is, but now with you fully involved, I expect next level experience. I'll probably lose where I am. My soul will leave my body, and then Eric will make sure my brain's all messed up during it anyway. Great advice. Thank you for telling people that because that is it's so important for them to know. It's not just that you just go out there, you know, hit a magic button. Now you gotta, you know, you're on your label, you're touring all over the country. There's so much more that goes into it. And that's something that I told Eric too when I had talked to him. He did a video like that on TikTok where he talked about just picking up the phone, talking to people. And I'm not just talking about Eric all the time. I know he's with you. I don't care with his gorgeous blonde flowing locks of hair, his charming personality, his intimidating physique. It's fine. I know he's taken, but he has so much great advice. And he just sits there. And I love that you have that same advice for people because it's like anything in life, right? Like you got to go for it. And that goes for influencers. And I've watched influencers I came up with that all quit. They quit because they were afraid to network with people. They were afraid to talk to bands. They were afraid to do things. Like one of the things I did was like I started just promoting people that I liked. And I saw people gave a shit about that. And I had Jeff Becerra from Possessed. He was like, dude, you don't understand how people appreciate that. Like influencers charge money for these plugs. I'm like, I can't. I won't. If I like you, I believe in you. So yeah, I'm full of myself, Vic. So you should feel good about yourself that I do, appreciate.
Absolutely.
I'm so limited. I'm such a great, amazing person that I chose these select bands, you know? It's like a gift. I'm like a gift. Hey, metal moms out there. Just look, all right? Just look.
You know.
You know. But no, seriously, that is such sick advice and great to hear. Because I've seen influencers, and it breaks your heart a little bit. It breaks your heart to watch people that you came up with that believe in that passion, and it breaks your heart with bands. Even when I've been at some of the festivals, and I talked to some of the bands who were friendly, and someone said it's just stuck in my head where they're like, "When this is over," I'm like, "It's never over. This is never over. We're all gonna make it." All of us. We may be different ages, different styles of music, different obstacles we have to fight. I do believe we're all mental cases. I think we have that in common. Respectfully. And we use that passion because we think outside the box, right? So when I say those things, what I mean to say is that the quote unquote normies out there that tell us don't chase your dream. Oh, it's not working right now, just quit. Oh, your first show, your first 10 shows, your first 50 shows weren't enough people, call it a day. Your TikTok videos, oh, you had one viral one, never again, so you just stopped. No, you're relentless. You do it because what you said earlier. We love what we do. We love what we do. This is our escape from the real world. We don't like the real world. The real world sucks. There's a lot of people with a lot of problems suffering. There's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff, especially right now. And it just sucks for everybody. And we need these things. We need to look at our family, our metal. I know that's cheesy, but our metal family, our goth horror community, we have to cling to each other and go, no matter where the world is or what happens, we have each other. And we're lucky enough to have that escape where a lot of people
Yeah.
just don't have that escape. And what do you do? So you do a lot. You're doing lightings, you're doing bands, you're selling, you're doing everything. What does a gargoyle do when a gargoyle? When do you need to rest in stone, like a gargoyle, and just sit there and go, it's Vic's time now. I can chill. I don't want to act. I need a break from the industry. I need a break from my passion even. Because I have to do that myself, where I have to go. Sometimes you got to just, and I'm like you. I feel like you're the same, where I could do all day nonstop, just be working on these things. I want it. That's all I want to do night and day. But I know sometimes I need to just step away. Do you have hobbies and things like that where you're like, this is my Zen moment where I could just let it all go?
Yeah. Stopping is hard because starting again is a little harder.
So much harder.
For real. But I recently learned how to use a sewing machine.
Nice.
So I'm going to be making a bunch of matching outfits for me and my dog because I'm just cringe like that.
That's cool.
I love him so much. His name is Chowder.
Chowder. Amazing.
Yeah. He's right behind me. I also genuinely just love to dance in my free time.
Nice.
I try to find time to go to clubs, but it's a little difficult, especially since I work in live music. It's like, hey, can you come to my show? It's like, no, I'm working during the exact hours of your show.
Yeah.
But no, I love TV. I fucking love movies. Nice. We have an amazing collection of VHS and DVDs over here next to me.
Sick.
And
what's your go-to movie when you're like, fuck it, I could watch this 1,000 times. I need it. It just brings me back to life.
Ooh, Suspiria.
Oh, is that a good movie? The mood of that movie. Oh, that's another dimension, that movie. You take a little magical gummies and you watch that movie and you do transport into an area. That is surreal. That is cool to hear.
Want to talk about lighting? That movie right there is an amazing example. That one. And let's see, Hellraiser. Though that's my favorite series. I
so good.
Fucking love Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, that first Hellraiser to me, one of the best horror movies ever made. The music too, right? That music, it's so fucking morbid. It's like, and I love all the cheesy shit as a child of the 80s, the Jasons, the Fred. No, Hellraiser's on a different level. Hellraiser's like, I mean, there's one called Hell on Earth because that's what we got. I love, especially those first four. And I was lucky I got to see Bloodline Part 4 in the movies. And it was so sick. Oh, dude, it was so fucking sick. And I love Part 3. It's got Armored Saint in it. They play one of their songs, right? And people hate 3, but I love all those Hellraiser movies.
I love all of them. Fucking, I think it's 7 has Henry Cavill in it. And all I can remember is he's getting a blowjob in the middle of the dance club. That's the only part I remember about the fucking movie.
Yeah.
But just for the novelty of it all, I'll eat all of those movies up. I don't care.
All of them. So good. Oh yeah, and that's the shit like that. That's the stuff I like to do too. I have certain movies where I'm just like, I put this thing on, I'm just transported in there or that series, and you need those outlets. And those are really good bangers right there. And Hellraiser, like I've got to watch it once a month. And what I love about Hellraiser when I have people that aren't into all this shit we're all into, that are more like just the regular horror, and I let them watch that, and they're like, dude, what the fuck was that? Like, the brother's fucking the sister, and the walls are alive, and the guy's got a box, and there's a demon, and they're eating crickets. I shut it off like halfway through, and I'm like, you don't understand what you did to yourself. Like, that is just...
A gay man wrote all of that.
On top of that, too. On top of everything.
Was it Parker? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the sickest part. And being the era of horror movies that came out around the time.
Yep.
Hellraiser had at least 1 and 2, the big ones, had no female nudity. They easily could have.
Huge.
And I don't know. I just love queer art, and Hellraiser counts. Big time. It
counts. It's one of the biggest ever. And that's the thing. This is back to even what you were talking about, being in a band and being female. Like, people don't understand. And it's easy, especially guys my generation. So easy. Like, that was the best part of those horror movies. I'm like, they were bad movies, but those were not the best parts. But also, why was it fair? This is what people lose focus on. That to be in that movie, she had to be topless, and then the guy doesn't have to take his bottoms off or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
why were we doing that? Why was that a plot in every single movie? And people just like to be like, oh, you're weak, you don't understand. And it's like, put yourself in those situations. Imagine being an actress back then, and this is your big break. And then, unfortunately, on top of that, we hear all this other garbage that's going on behind the scenes, right, to just break into industries. And you look at this stuff, and then people don't understand why you want to cut cocks off.
Yeah.
They don't understand this shit. Like, some guys
Literally.
just fucking need it clipped. They need to recheck themselves, find themselves as a human being. And like I said, that's what's so important about the message you're sending out there, that you're doing, that you're telling people you've got their backs. We can come out, we can play whatever music we want to play. And it's all one family, guys. It doesn't matter what we are. We don't need to fucking say I'm this or that. We're all one family, but we have to be welcoming. If you're not, get the fuck out of that scene. It's time, guys. Like it's time where we see these politicians where you're like, they just need to go. Once they're gone, we need to clear all those generations out. Just bye. Natural causes, bye. You're gone now. The real people can step in there and do something and care. And we could get these things done. And all of us, I feel like that Funtime Bonanza, we were the revolution up there. We were the counterculture, the outcasts, the misfits, the people go, they're scared. We're not scary. We're the most compassionate, loving people there are. We want to break down every boundary, and it's okay. I feel like people are afraid. But this is the way things always were. This is the way always things have to be. And like you said, like, it's not fair for an actress to have to do that. It's not fair for you to be at a merch booth and be like, well, you must be you're the merch girl or whatever. And you're sitting there going like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing as a society? I'm up there breaking my ass. I'm putting in all this effort. You're sitting home eating fucking Fritos, watching Murder, She Wrote on rerun because you got nothing going on in your life with your jank wife you hate and your jank kids you can't stand, right? And they take it out on everybody else instead of empowering people and go, good for you. Now, have you had any incidents yet where you did go play somewhere? Did you ever have an incident where you like got a bad vibe from somebody, or you're like, this guy's being a creep, this guy's being inappropriate? Anything happen, unfortunately, like that?
So creeps I'll get online often because
I bet.
you look like me, you have music about penises,
right?
You get messages.
Yeah.
No pictures. We've been safe so far, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But you have to laugh at it. At this point, you just have to laugh.
Yes.
But some random messages relating to their own penis, and I'm just so good at forgetting things I'd love to forget, so I can't exactly quote anything, but a handful of those. And as far as in real life, people being just not great to me, before my set, they'd be very cold.
Okay.
So I used to think I was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, they're just nervous,
right.
Trying to get into the game, But then they'd converse with my bandmates as if they're like longtime besties. They've never met.
Wow.
So
that's
if it happens too often for it to be a coincidence at that point. And I'm friendly, And then after my set, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
And it sucks that I had to work my ass off to gain these people's respect.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it could be far worse. I have heard horror stories by other women and NB folk in bands.
Yep.
And I can say that in real life, I have been very lucky, I think.
Good. And that's the thing where people are going to understand. That's what you're changing. Unfortunately for the Trailblazers, this is just the way it goes, right? You've got to take the brunt of it. You've got to do double, triple, quadruple the work. You've got to prove yourself to everybody. That sucks because that's the way it is, but you're opening those doors, those gates. You're fucking just ripping them open with everything you have right now. And you're like, we're marching in. Take them by the fucking dick. Cut the dick off. Make a dick necklace. Give it to your grandma for Christmas, everybody. We can reuse the dick. We don't have to just throw it in the garbage. We can
No.
repurpose these things. And
Salt, garlic, eat
so
it sideways.
I know, I haven't tried that yet. We've got to see. I was waiting for them on sale at the Bonanza. I was like, here's the fucking dick. She's got dick fricassee, dick spaghetti, dick and balls, dick and meatballs. What an idea. If I open a business, I will give you a cut, okay? Don't worry, because I'm stealing your idea here.
I
But
got you.
you're like going through and see how you're able to have fun with everything, like you said, and you hear those comments. That's inspirational too, because I've talked to some artists as well, and there are unfortunately some very bad stories out there. And then no matter what, I'll say, like, I'll start a new social media app and rebuild from whatever. So with me, it'll be I'm older and I'm 47. So you're old. Yeah, no shit, asshole. I'm 47. What do you want me to change? I don't know what to fucking tell you. I'm going to bang your mother either way. I'm 47 and 27. So we sit there and you watch this and you're like, I do what you do. It's funny now. Like once you get to that point where something's funny, it's great to be. And you just look at it like, put the comments, help my algorithm. This is actually great. Comment.
They don't get that.
They don't get
it's like you just helped me.
Like I'll do my lives and I get very few, very rare. Like it's usually always positive. You get the one that floats in and they're like, why isn't he being blocked? I'm like, every time he's commenting is helping me. Like, this is great right now. And like, and they'll get madder and madder because they can't like grab you and stuff like that with what they're saying. So it's like, you're trailblazing through all these things. You're letting people know in these same situations, laugh at this shit. It's stupid. You empower them when you respond and you get in a fight.
Absolutely.
They won now. They're in your head forever. They already got what they want. They're smirking at home. They're laughing. So you're out there doing double, triple the work. You're giving people advice saying, you got to worry about yourself, not the comments. You keep moving forward. You burst through those doors. So you can never lose that right now. Even like, and here you are working in lighting and you're doing all these things. You are doing so much for the community. It is crazy. And also the balancing of the dancing and like being all this way and it looks like you're fucking dancing for a show and then just brutal is saying that's allowed too. You're not allowed to tell me I can't shake my ass and have fun. And like I said, you're one of my inspirations for you see me shake my ass and have fun with no shame. I don't care, right? Because I'm that way too, where it's like, that barrier is broken. There's nothing that can humiliate me. You want to laugh at me? You want to try and put me down? It's not going to work. It's not going to stop me. I'm relentless, just like Victor Gargoyle and R.S.I. Just a relentless beast, a relentless machine that is just opening doors for everybody and saying, we're here. We're here now. We're not leaving. Too late for that. We're infiltrating everywhere. And we will get to a point one day where we don't say male-fronted, female. We will just say that metal band, that slam, that gore band, that glam band. That's where we're getting to, right? And
I agree.
Keep doing that thing because it's not easy for most people. Most people see those negative comments. I've talked to bands that horror stories, and I have said to them, like, just stop giving a shit. Like, just stop. And I'll see other people go, no, you got to sick your follow. I'm like, I don't even sick the followers on it. Fuck them. Fuck them.
It gets really disgusting.
You
like
know,
there was
girls,
an R.S.I. Oh yes, like there was an R.S.I. post. I didn't delete the comment. I should have.
Yep.
But I took a screenshot of it. Oh wow, it is really bad. It is really bad. It was the post. Voodoo Sister, wonderful band, goth band. I highly recommend.
Nice.
They sent me a picture of a woman biting a dick, and it says his body, her choice, play on words, recent events. And one of the comments was like arguing against that, saying things along the lines of, I can essay woman whenever I want.
Just gross
but using
garbage.
The R word.
Yeah, garbage, keyboard warriors.
Yeah. Yeah. These people just long for attention. I don't know what it is.
Yep.
But no, it can get really gross. But like you said, like I'm trying to say, giving them the attention, fighting with them, even one response to their comment, I feel like makes them win.
It does.
Yeah,
you gave them all the power now. It worked.
Yeah.
Right.
You literally just have to brush it off and just boost the voices that are supporting you.
True. True.
That's it.
And that's the important part of the scene right now. That's what we all need to do. Boost everybody up. Love one another. Preach the metal. Preach the metal, family. Let them know we're here to stay. None of us are going anywhere. We've all got your back. You're doing great things. You've got the full-length album you're working on. You got the split coming out, which is going to be sick. You're going to be doing the lighting for the mighty Pollinator. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be hard. Everything. Anything else you want to let us know that's going on soon that you got coming up?
Yeah, so we have new merch coming out.
Sick.
By the wonderful Curly Swope. He does all of the like fun cartoon designs for like Sanguisugabog and shit.
Yep.
I'll give you a hint. It's based off of a board game that you used to grow up with.
Nice.
And yeah, that split and that cover we did at the Bonanza is going to be released.
Yes, finally.
We're going to release it.
Oh, that's sick, because I've told so many fucking people about it. So many people about it. Yeah, oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're so excited. We're finally being more active again now that we're sitting on a bunch of shit that we can't wait to get out.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. Keep pumping this stuff out. Keep building up the scene. I am so stoked to get to hear that. That is going to be so fucking sick. I just want to say, like I said, on behalf of the metalheads out there, you're out there killing it. You're kicking down doors. You're never, ever, ever, ever going to stop. Big things are fucking coming. Everyone get the fuck out of the way. Can't wait to hang again at the New England Death Metal Fun Time Bonanza. Please let Eric know I miss him. I want to give him a big hug. I miss that big son of a bitch. He's the man. It's been great hanging, Vic. I want to let you know you're welcome back anytime. You fucking need anything I can help promote. Just fucking shoot me DMF. I try and catch them as they see them, but I'm not always on top of everything because I'm on top of the metal moms. But that's another episode. And we're sitting here, and we're just gonna sit, and we're gonna keep pushing R.S.I, and we're gonna shove it down everybody's throat. And I just want to say that's one of the best stage shows I've seen. I tell everybody about you. I think it's fucking awesome. Love you, love Eric, love the scene. We're gonna have another great year. You're gonna keep growing. Don't forget about me when you get to the top. I'm begging you.
Oh, absolutely not. Yes.
So great to hang, Vic. Take it easy. Let me know if you need anything. We'll talk soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Sick. What a great time that was. What a fucking sick hang with Vic the Gargoyle. Support a message. Support the scene. We're one united family. We're together here. We look out for each other, just like my boy Rich Green over at Port of Worcester Tattoo. That's where I get all this beautiful ink. I know you ladies can't get enough of it. Every time I'm out, people got to let me know how great my ink looks. Go check out Rich Green on Facebook. Rich Green, Facebook, Port of Worcester Tattoo. Tell him Metal Horror Madman sent you. Take a trip out to East Brookfield. I drive out there to meet him. Price is a great guy. Make sure the pain's kept to a minimum. Great ideas will not steer you wrong. Hall of Horror also. Hall of Horror, one of my favorite places to buy things from, to buy goods, to buy VHS, Blu-rays, DVDs, to buy vinyl, cassettes, promotes bands, signs bands, does merch, shirts, everything. Great guy. Go follow him on Insta, okay? Do me the favor. Do him the favor. Follow him. Give him some love. He's got an online shop, but you'll see him at a lot of horror conventions, a lot of metal fests. Cool dude. He'll talk to you about all the things horror and metal. Really good guy. Got a great Return of the Living Dead Blu-ray from him. I love it. I got some Slayer stuff. I got everything from him. And then one of my most favorite people in the world is the great company Creeping Death. Go check out Creeping Death on Instagram, on TikTok, but most of this stuff's on Instagram. Creeping Death Designs. You'll see him at the Salem Flea Market every day, every week, whatever they do during the month of October. The sickest metal patches, great custom flannels, t-shirts, just a great company, female owned, really supports the scene. They're great metalheads over there. Go say hi if you see them at a festival, buy some merch, say the Madman says you're okay, which means you are okay. I appreciate every one of you. That was a great episode with a lot of stuff, a lot of things to think about in this scene, to support one another. Just be there, keep at the bad actors, and never, ever forget to thrive!